Guys, are you tired of your rough and rigid jeans leaving you uncomfortable and stiff? Or oversized jeans that you feel like you're swimming in? Well, today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean, has finally solved your denim difficulties. They make great looking, perfect fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. Their secret? A special denim fabric that is super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch. So you can squat, you can do yoga, or you can just sit around in them all day and have maximum comfort. They make 6 different fits, from skinny to thick. They have a waist from 26 to 50 and a length from 26 to 38. So big boys, short kings, all the rest, they got you. For a limited time, I'm going to get our listeners, you guys, 15% off plus free shipping on your first order at theperfectjean.nyc with my promo code Chael15. These jeans are a game changer, and I can't believe how great they look without compromising any comfort. It's finally time to get yourself some new denim. Get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code Chael15 at checkout. Or just click on the link below. Henry Cejudo said that Dana White has a responsibility. He should pull Max Holloway from the fight with Justin Gaethje because Max will never be the same afterwards. Is that awesome or what? I mean, is that an awesomely powerful statement? Like anybody, you're going to stop and look, right? Great job by Henry. Not to mention, Henry studied Max very closely. A lot of people don't know how close Henry was to fighting Max. When Henry decided he was going to return from his retirement, Henry wanted to go right into 145 pounds into a world title fight. In fact, for a period of time, that was a stipulation on Henry returning at all. He had told the UFC, I'll come back, but only for this opportunity. And the UFC said, hey, hold on. And just to remind you, Volkanovski was on top. The UFC said, hey, hold on. Sean Shelby specifically told Henry, I can get you as far as Max. If you beat Max, of course, you would then go into Volk. But I can't start you. I can get you that far. You want to do a deal or not? Now, I'm only sharing that with you just to remind you, Henry knows what he's looking at. Henry knows what he's talking about. Now, Henry is not giving you a fair analysis here or a clean analysis. He is putting over his friend. He's loyal to Justin Gaethje. But let's just stay on the subject. Because to change a guy, for your life to be different after a certain experience, we're not talking about who's better. We're not even talking about a domination. We're talking about a bludgeoning, right? It doesn't matter if a guy can take you down and hold you there and grind it out, or snap you down and get you in a front headlock and turn that into an anaconda, reverse that into a Doris before he goes upside down in triangles and inverted as he grabs your ankle. That stuff doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We're talking about the violence. And Henry's right to bring that to your attention. Henry is very, very correct. There was 2 fights that were signed, and they jumped off the page. Of all the fights that were inked, Paulo Costa versus Robert Whittaker. You look at that and you just go, oh my gosh, that's going to be hard for both guys. That is not going to feel good. And Max versus Gaethje. I was with Josh Thompson over the weekend, and Josh Thompson, one of the original guys at AKA, won 2 world championships himself, but he was one of the first to walk through the door of the American Kickboxing Academy. So Josh was sharing a story with me when Josh was visiting with Khabib, and Khabib told him, hey, Josh, nobody hits like Justin Gaethje. And Khabib told Josh, he said, I spar with you in the same weight class. You were my friend. But I would be lying to you if I told you that you hit me harder or anybody hit me harder than Justin Gaethje. Khabib said there was nothing like it. And I've heard other people say this. I started calling Justin Gaethje fights in something called the World Series of Fighting. You now know that as the Professional Fighters League. But I say it in that condescending tone because Justin Gaethje was as good and fun and durable and reliable and exciting then as he is now. He just wasn't on the tip of everybody's tongue. He was still in that process of trying to build his name. And as I would sit there caged, like calling his fight, right? Relevance to me calling the fight is how close I am to the action. Relevance to that is so I can tell you the sound of the thud when Justin Gaethje would touch you. And it didn't matter if it was the leg or it was with the hands, you could hear it. And when Josh explained to me the way that Khabib explained it to him, right? A game of telephone here, and now I'm attempting to explain it to you, but I knew what he meant. I knew exactly what he meant. And when Henry is saying that Dana should stop it, that Max's life will be different, well, Henry putting his friend over, Henry is also telling you, as an expert in this space, right? Like if anybody knows what they're looking at, it's not only a world champion in Henry Cejudo has also trained world champions. He knows exactly what he's looking at. What he's telling you is he believes it's going to be a stand-up fight. He does not believe that wrestling is going to be an element. And that's interesting to me. I believed that Max Holloway was one of the best strikers, and I mean the elite top 3 in our sport. Now, I believe that not just because I watched Max reach out and touch somebody repeatedly. Freddie Roach had weighed in. And Freddie Roach was asked the top 3 strikers in our sport. And he included Max Holloway. I thought that was very interesting. Very nice compliment. And another one on that list, it was Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, and Max Holloway. And this is many years ago. But another one on the list, when Freddie Roach had made this statement, was Dustin Poirier, who at the time was signed to fight Max. And when they went out and fought, Max was able to throw I apologize. Dustin was able to throw the rhythm of Max off all night long. And rhythm is an interesting word. And you hear it, you might even use it sometimes. But to really understand what it means, Dustin was able to throw the rhythm of Max off all night long. And if you can do it for the first 5 seconds, then you can do it another 5 seconds. Of course you can. That just makes sense, which is 10 seconds. So if you can do it for 10 seconds, just double that and go ahead and do it in 20 seconds. All of a sudden, 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes 80. Next thing you know, you did it for a whole round. Now go do it for 2 rounds, 5 rounds later, get the best of him, you walk home the winner, right? It's an important thing in fighting to always know. If something works in a fight, go back to it. If it worked once, it'll work all night. Now, next time you fight, it might not. Because there's video, they're going to watch, they know it's coming, they start to play counters. But that specific night, if it works once, do it again. And that's what Dustin was able to do with Max. And it was a surprise. But Max was outsized. And Max hadn't fought in that division. And Dustin Poirier, as great as you think of him, wasn't quite the Dustin then as he is now. I mean, there were some things, there were some unforeseens that got in the way of Max and victory. But it was a very interesting point that Henry's trying to make, which is Henry believes in a pure stick'em contest that Justin Gaethje can outpoint, can outscore, can outdamage Max Holloway. Do you agree with that? Justin doesn't have the reach. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the combinations, though very close. Justin does have more lower body attacks. He does have more significant strikes below the belt. But generally, you need the reach to have those be effective. It's a talking point. It's worth considering. And then you've got the size, and that did cost Max the first time at 55. He just was not a 55-pounder. Whether the scale said or not, he did not believe he was. And I don't know that Max believes it now, because Max has stated with a victory, he returns to 45. And with a victory over Gaethje, he would not need to return to 45. Like, he doesn't become closer to a title shot at 45 with a victory over Gaethje than he does at 55. But in his mind, that's where he's supposed to be. And I just find it to be a very interesting element. Max is as good of a fighter as I have ever seen. I can't say that about Justin. Justin is as hard of a fight as I've ever seen. But it's not the same thing. And it makes it very interesting, in my opinion. We've only seen one way to beat Justin Gaethje, which is you have to put him down. You got to stop him. He is never going to quit coming at you. I don't believe that Max plans to do that. I think Max plans to beat Justin in a way that we've yet to see Justin lose a fight. But that's interesting to me. That adds to it for me. That ups my interest. Justin's never taken anybody down. I can't imagine he's going to start now. I think that Henry Cejudo's right. I think these two stay on their feet. I think these two bludgeon one another. The question I've got to you is who is going to win?